Read this before you lose respect without even realizing it. Have you ever walked into a room and felt like people just don't take you seriously, even when you haven't done anything wrong? Or maybe you're the one who constantly gives, listens, laughs, and supports others, yet somehow, you're overlooked, dismissed, or even disrespected. Here's the uncomfortable truth. Most people lose respect not through dramatic failures, but through small, quiet habits that send the wrong message over time. You might think you're being kind, humble, or agreeable, but what you're actually communicating is insecurity, a lack of boundaries, or even low self-worth. These habits don't scream, "Disrespect me." They whisper it, slowly, repeatedly, until people begin to believe it. So if you've ever felt invisible in a room you should be leading, or tired of being the one who's always agreeable but never respected, this is for you. Let's uncover 20 subtle but destructive behaviors that silently erode how others perceive you, and more importantly, how to take your power back. 1. Avoiding conflict at all costs. Peacekeeping sounds noble, until it turns into self-erasure. If you never stand your ground or say how you really feel, you teach people that your voice doesn't matter. Respect isn't won by silence, it's earned by standing for something, even when it's uncomfortable. 2. Overusing self-deprecating humor. Humor can break the ice, but if you're always the punchline, it starts looking like low self-esteem. People laugh, but deep down, they start believing your jokes, and so do you. Stop training people to see you as less than. 3. Talking more than you listen. Dominating conversations doesn't make you sound smart, it makes you seem self-centered. True power is in listening. It shows confidence, emotional intelligence, and a willingness to grow. The loudest person isn't always the most respected. 4. Being unable to say no. People-pleasing feels generous, but it's often rooted in fear of rejection, confrontation, or feeling selfish. But every yes that dishonors your priorities sends a message: my needs don't matter. Boundaries aren't barriers, they're declarations of self-worth. 5. Acting like you know everything. You might impress some, but you'll push more people away. The person who can say, "I don't know, but I'd like to learn," will always be more respected than the one pretending to be the smartest in the room. 6. Losing emotional control. Exploding in anger, breaking down under pressure, or reacting impulsively makes people question your maturity and stability. Master your emotions, or they will master how others treat you. 7. Breaking promises frequently. Your word is your bond. Every broken commitment chips away at your credibility, even if it seems small. When people can't trust what you say, they stop respecting who you are. 8. Allowing interruptions without reacting. When you let others cut you off repeatedly without asserting yourself, you communicate one thing: what I have to say doesn't matter. Make space for your voice. The world listens when you believe you deserve to be heard. 9. Not setting boundaries in casual situations. Respect is tested in the little moments. That friend who jokes at your expense, the colleague who calls after hours, the partner who disregards your needs, if you let it slide, you silently agree. Real respect is built in the everyday. 10. Downplaying your achievements. Humility is honorable, but self-erasure isn't. If you don't own your wins, why should anyone else respect them? Confidence isn't arrogance, it's accurate self-appreciation. Be proud of what you've done, you earned it. 11. Neglecting posture and body language. You could say all the right things, but if your shoulders slump and your voice trembles, people feel your insecurity. Presence is power. Own your space, and others will start to feel it too. 12. Complaining constantly. Everyone vents occasionally. But if negativity is your norm, you become draining to be around. People respect those who face challenges with solutions, not just problems. Be the calm in the storm, not the storm itself. 13. Taking credit for others' work. This one destroys respect instantly. Even if no one calls you out, they see it. True leaders share the spotlight. Integrity builds loyalty, ego destroys it. 14. Gossiping or spreading rumors. If you talk about others behind their backs, people assume you'll do the same to them. It doesn't matter if it's juicy, what matters is your reputation. Gossip shrinks your presence. Integrity expands it. 15. Lacking punctuality. Being late doesn't just waste time, it communicates that you value your time more than others. Respect starts with showing up, on time, prepared, and reliable. 16. Making excuses instead of taking responsibility. Blaming others, dodging accountability, or always having a reason for failure shows weakness, not wisdom. Own your flaws. Growth comes from responsibility, not excuses. 17. Being overly needy or dependent. Support is beautiful, codependency is not. If you always need someone else to validate, fix, or rescue you, you drain their energy. Respect grows when you carry your own weight and ask for help strategically, not constantly. 18. Interrupting or talking over others repeatedly. If you bulldoze every conversation, people tune out. Respect is reciprocal. If you don't give others space, they won't give it to you. 19. Being inconsistent in words and actions. If your values shift with convenience, people won't trust you. Consistency is the foundation of character. Be the same person when it's easy and when it's hard. 20. Neglecting hygiene or personal presentation. You don't need to be a fashion icon. But how you present yourself reflects how you see yourself. Disheveled appearance, poor hygiene, or careless grooming says, "I don't care." And if you don't care, why should anyone else? Final thoughts. Respect is earned in silence. Respect doesn't always vanish in loud betrayals, it disappears in small, invisible habits. Not standing up for yourself. Not owning your voice. Not setting standards. It's not about being perfect. It's about being aware, and being brave enough to stop living on autopilot. Because here's the truth. People treat you the way you teach them to. Through what you accept. Through what you tolerate. Through what you unconsciously repeat. Start showing the world how to respect you by first respecting yourself. Your boundaries. Your energy. Your truth. Now let me ask you, which of these 20 habits do you recognize in yourself or others, and how will you shift it? Drop a comment below. Let's talk about it. Let's grow together. The silent war for respect, and how to win it from within. Respect isn't demanded, it's cultivated. It's not about titles, fame, or bravado. It's about presence. Integrity. Energy. And most importantly, behavior, especially the behaviors we often overlook. In a world obsessed with performance, many people chase respect through loud external displays, showing off status, buying attention, dominating conversations. But genuine respect, the kind that's rooted in trust, admiration, and quiet authority, comes not from noise, but from alignment. Alignment between what you say and how you act. Between what you believe and what you tolerate. Between how you treat others and how you treat yourself. This is where so many people go wrong. They adopt patterns that seem harmless, even polite, like agreeing to things they don't want to do, making themselves the butt of every joke, or never holding anyone accountable for crossing boundaries. It feels easier in the moment. Less confrontation. Less friction. But over time, those micro-decisions begin to tell a very different story. A story that says, "My voice doesn't matter. Your needs are more important than mine. I'm not confident enough to hold the line. I don't respect myself, so why should you?" And whether you mean to or not, those messages seep into the minds of the people around you. The slow disintegration of respect. The erosion of respect isn't always obvious. In fact, it's usually invisible until it's too late. One day you realize your opinion is always the last considered. You speak, but no one listens. You give, but people take more. You show up, but they cancel. You say, "I don't like that," and they laugh it off. And the worst part? You don't know why. But if you trace it back, it usually begins with small, repeated compromises of self. Laughing at jokes that cut deep. Allowing interruptions without protest. Apologizing for things that aren't your fault. Avoiding difficult conversations because it's not worth it. Every time you shrink yourself to make others more comfortable, you chip away at your own foundation. And others notice, subtly, subconsciously, but they notice. They stop taking you seriously. Not out of malice. Simply because your own behavior teaches them to. The inner roots of external disrespect. The real battle for respect doesn't happen between you and others, it happens inside of you. What you tolerate externally is a mirror of what you believe internally. If you believe you're not worthy of being heard, you'll fall silent. If you believe your time isn't valuable, you'll let others waste it. If you believe conflict is bad, you'll avoid boundaries. If you believe approval is everything, you'll betray your own truth to keep the peace. But here's the liberating truth, you can unlearn all of this. Respect is not something you're born with or without. It's something you build, through choices, through awareness, and through radical self-honesty. The path to reclaiming respect. Let's be clear, this is not about becoming aggressive, arrogant, or dominant. This is not about manipulating people into admiration. This is about becoming the kind of person who commands respect naturally, by embodying certain internal standards. Let's break down exactly how you can do that. 1. Respect yourself first. This sounds cliché, but it's foundational. No one will respect you more than you respect yourself. That means stop tolerating disrespect, even in small doses. Speak your truth, even if your voice shakes. Walk away from situations that dishonor your values. Show up for yourself like you show up for others. Respect begins in your internal dialogue. The way you talk to yourself. The standards you hold yourself to. The boundaries you protect, even when no one's watching. People can feel when someone is grounded in self-worth. You don't have to announce it. It's in your body language. Your silence. Your stillness. Your refusal to bend when your soul says no. 2. Master the art of boundaries. Boundaries are not walls, they're doors with locks. They don't shut people out, they teach people how to enter. Boundaries are how you say, "This is what I allow. This is what I don't. Here's where I end and you begin." Without them, you become porous. People walk all over you, not because they're evil, but because you never told them where to stop. It's your responsibility to draw the line. And yes, you might lose people. But you'll also lose the parts of yourself that allowed disrespect just to avoid loneliness. And in that shedding, you'll make room for people who truly see you, value you, and respect you. 3. Be consistent with your principles. One of the quickest ways to lose respect is to shift your values based on who's in the room. That's not adaptability, that's self-abandonment. If you stand for honesty, speak the truth, even when it's uncomfortable. If you value kindness, show it to everyone, not just the ones who agree with you. If you believe in growth, admit your flaws, but commit to rising above them. People trust what's predictable. They respect those who stay grounded in their truth, even under pressure. 4. Speak less, mean more. You don't need to overshare to prove you're open. You don't need to overtalk to show you're smart. You don't need to over-explain to be understood. Sometimes, the most respected person in the room is the one who says the least, but when they speak, people lean in. Why? Because they don't waste words. They speak with weight. Learn to value silence. Let your presence speak first. Let your actions echo louder than your opinions. 5. Develop emotional mastery. This one is powerful. People respect those who stay composed under fire, not those who explode, complain, or blame when things get hard. Emotional mastery is not suppression, it's control. It's the ability to observe your anger without being consumed by it. To express frustration without destroying trust. To face discomfort without fleeing from it. This is where real power lies. Not in loud reactions, but in calm strength. 6. Take ownership for everything. Nothing builds respect like accountability. When you make a mistake, own it. When you miss a deadline, fix it. When you fall short of your own standard, admit it, then rise. Excuses feel good in the moment, but they rot your reputation. Responsibility might feel heavy, but it builds character, and character commands respect. 7. Invest in your presentation. This might seem surface level, but it matters. When you show up looking like you respect yourself, clean, intentional, presentable, others take notice. It signals care, discipline, and pride. You don't need luxury brands or a flawless physique. You just need self-awareness and intentionality. You're always communicating, even before you speak. Make sure your appearance is aligned with your essence. It's time to rewrite the script. If you've identified with several behaviors on the list, don't panic. That just means you're self-aware. And self-awareness is the first step toward transformation. What matters most now is what you choose to do next. Will you continue letting old habits quietly sabotage your presence? Or will you begin showing up like someone who commands, not demands, respect? This doesn't happen overnight. Reclaiming your power is a process. It starts with small, intentional shifts. Saying no when you used to say yes. Standing tall when you used to shrink. Holding eye contact when you used to look away. Pausing before speaking, listening before reacting. Acknowledging your wins instead of brushing them off. Each time you make a different choice, you tell the world, I am no longer available for disrespect, especially my own. Final words, respect is energy. At its core, respect is energetic. It's not just what you do, it's who you are while doing it. Do you walk into a room with purpose or hesitation? Do you speak with conviction or with apology? Do you stand by your standards or crumble under pressure? Do you treat yourself like someone worthy, or like an afterthought? The answers to these questions will determine the level of respect you receive, not just from others, but from life itself. And here's the most powerful part. You don't have to beg for respect. You don't even have to ask for it. You simply have to become someone who lives in alignment with it. Because when you respect yourself so deeply that you're willing to lose people rather than lose your truth, that's when everything changes. People feel it. They adjust. And if they don't, you won't need them to. Because you'll know, the respect that matters most was never out there. It was always within you. Now reflect. Which of the behaviors above are you ready to let go of? And more importantly, what kind of person are you becoming in their place? Leave a comment, start a conversation, or write it down for yourself. But don't just scroll past. Because nothing changes if nothing changes. And respect, real respect, starts right now.